But it's time to get to that one thing. It is time to get to that one thing. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, today I want to talk to you about Ascension and why at the moment I'm actually very excited about it. And I'm not going to hide the ball from you. I have literally no concerns about it just overnight or very quickly, even. I'm not want to straw man the folks who are concerned, and I respect their concerns. Why I don't think in a very short period of time, my OP champions, like, I do the tier list, the champions in the tier above all, the highest tier, why they're not going to just fall off a cliff in a very short period of time, and why I'm actually excited to still rank them. In fact, even with what's in the bottom left hand corner there, the non spending boycott, it's very unlikely I am spending by banquet. That'll be up to my viewers, you all, and we'll talk about it when that time comes. But I am hopeful I can get Kingpin. And if I can get Kingpin, I'm going to take him and rank him. And I'm going to be very excited about it. And why I'm not concerned that come spring, he's not going to be valuable or awesome or OP or whatever you want to call it in this game. So we're going to take a look at some information. And there's one thing. This isn't just pure speculation on my part. Well, although I do enjoy good speculating, there's something that I think everyone is forgetting, and it's understandable that everyone's forgetting it. And I'm going to point that out to you at the end. Okay, so let's walk through this. This is what we know. This is twice baked bread. I really enjoyed having him on stream. I hope they have him on stream more. I thought that was great. But this is Cole Obsidian. Like, that's really exciting. One, Cole's, in the highest tiers, right? He's amazing. I hope Kabam is kind of aware enough to not use Cole and then make us take years to get Cole to be ascendable. But you can see there's a variety of assets you're going to need to collect to ascend Cole. It's not like on day one of Cole being ascendable, you will just automatically have everything and be able to ascend him. All right. But you can see all the various things. And what I want to point out to you is this feels very similar to as if Kabam had released 8 stars. The one big difference, and I do think this was meaningful, and I think it was smart, was we don't need to pull the champion again. We don't need to get SIG levels up again. In that regard, it really does respect the investment. And then I think it's smart from Kabam's standpoint, as someone who covers the game and wants it to do well, from the player's psyche standpoint of not feeling like they have to collect their champions all over again. I think this is a very smart move. And as I've said, it's going to be about how Kabam manages it. But what I want everyone to see here is you can see base stats increase, a new mechanic, multiple ranks, challenge rating even goes up, which I believe did not happen for 6-star ascensions. Okay, new resources. Literally everything about this looks exactly and feels exactly the same as if they were 8 stars. I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing. What I want you to do is take comfort from that. All right. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. This is essentially going over what we said, but I want you to see like how clear they laid this out. There's going to be 11 ranks of Ascension. That is a lot. That is a lot. Not all ranks will be immediately available at launch. That's great to hear. And I think that period, that sentence right there is incredibly important. What I am assuming right now is that Kabam does not want to just race through Ascension. They're doing this to extend the lifetime of the game, to extend the lifetime of our champions, and to extend the lifetime of our characters. They will now have Ascension materials and rank up materials to sell and to give us as rewards for content. In my opinion, it would make no sense for them to now race through it. Why bring this mechanic to delay 8 stars and to make the player psyche feel good to then just race through it and undo all of the potential good for it? If they were going to do that, they might as well have come out with 8 stars. And I know some of you might have just been like, it's Kabam, they're going to do that. And if that's the case, it's a massive, massive mistake. I don't think they go through all of this if that was their intention. And then you can see the rest of this as it goes. And I want to get to the next slide. I'm bringing up the crystal, and this is like they're calling it the cluster drop. I do think this is where more information would be great to have coming relatively soon. I personally don't need it right now. I understand why some of you may feel like that. You're very interested and maybe feeling a little bit anxious in it. For me, I'm not worried about it. But again, I'm not worried about it because I'm not worried about Ascension. And again, I'm remembering that one thing. And as you can see, there's this crystal. You're gonna need to pull your champion crystal, and then there's like 3 or 4 other things. So even on like day one, it doesn't seem like you're gonna be able to just do everything to ascend a champion. And then this is the final part is the basic timeline. I know it's a little bit small and I apologize for that, but hey, it looks cool, right? The 7-star Ascension and Collectives will be available in spring of 2026. Spring is still quite a ways away. Don't worry, that's not the one big thing. But my way I'm reading that is that's going to be the initial level of Ascension. There's going to be 11 levels of them. That is a lot. And that will not be starting till spring of 2026. Now I would like to get to you to the final thing, the one thing I've been mentioning on why this doesn't concern me. All right, we're now live in game. This is my account, and as you can see, that is a lot of OP tier above all champions that I think a lot of us are concerned, or I'm not, but a lot of people are reasonably concerned. Like, are these just going to get washed away? We're going to do banquet. They're going to spend a ton of units. I don't recommend spending very much at all on banquet. Maybe if you're having a little fun, that's fine. But remember, it's a blind auction. It is the design of that is to get people to just go hog wild. If you've ever attended an auction, it's a lot of fun. But you see people wake up the next morning being like, why did I buy that? I don't even want to take that trip, but I just spent so much money on it. All right. So keep that in mind when it comes to banquet and in the analysis of all of this. They're gonna be the box and the champions in there, right? We've got Kingpin already, just amazing. Nimrod's very good, but I don't think he's gonna be as valuable as these champions, but he's gonna be excellent. Similar with Valkyrie, Thor Jane Foster's gonna be very good. Absorbing Man, I think, might be in this level very much. You'll see the tier list from me in the Illuminati, but it's time to get to that one thing. It is time to get to that one thing, and I'm gonna pick Kushala. Remember, I got to be a part of that design process. In case you haven't heard me say that in a while, have you? There you go. Look at the ranks available for these champions. I think a lot of us have forgotten this. It was something that we noticed when they first came out. And I think because we're used to taking champions to rank 5 as being the max, those of us who played this game for so long, that was the maximum we thought of. And so the concern, and I could get that, is if I take Kushala to rank 5, but then these new champions come out, and the Kabam did specify brand new champions, and we'll use Lizard as one because he's one of the first ones, him and Paviter. If someone can then in the spring take them to rank 5 and ascend them, then they are now more powerful than Kushala. But does that mean Kushala is now not worth anything or anything like that? And my answer is a very firm no. No, that's not what it means. Your serpents, your onslaughts, these champions you've been relying on in battlegrounds, still have a long way to go. They probably won't be ascendable. I'm hopeful that Kabam actually leaves them off the ascension table for a very long time as a way to rebalance the game, as a way to like reset it. Myself, and I think it was on the Counterpoint podcast with Maddie and MCoC Encyclopedia, we're like listening to everyone, listening to the chat and talking through, like, should they do a full 12.0 type reboot? And I don't mean 12.0 itself. I mean more like rebalance these defenders that many people are like, this is just too much. We're not enjoying this. And without having to do that, without having to go through that and all the heartache and upset that that would cause, what Kabam can do is very, very slowly lower the relative power level of a defender like Serpent by allowing us to rank up and ascend these other champions, hopefully over the course of years. Remember, there's 11 levels of ascension. And you could still take your Serpent to rank 5. And he will be extremely powerful for a very long time, even in a relative basis. That's how strong many of those champions are. And if some of you are still like, dude, you're just wrong, because think about it, like Lizard could be taken to rank 5 and ascended, and now he's going to destroy. I'm just going to go Serpent. I know that does. Oh, let's go with Enchantress. You're like, even if I take Enchantress to rank 5, Lizard and ascended 1, do you really think one level ascension is going to do that? I think it'll probably take multiple to make Enchantress a joke or not valuable to you. And there's one final thing. Not only this rank up and being available to rank them to rank 6, and I mean it. You guys will see me. If I can get Kingpin, he will be one of the first champions I try to take to rank 5. And I'm sure, well, when we'll see how long, because they might not allow us to rank 6 champions till the end of 2026. It's a long ways off. A lot happens in a game like this. And in case you're still like, no, 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 Ascension's going to be too strong and all of those things, here's what I'll ask. And you've had to have played this game for quite a while to remember this, is think about how long you got great use out of your 6-star Herculeses. Yeah, I think that's the plural of Hercules. Your Herculi and your Doctor Dooms and your Scorpions. in a meta that had fully shifted to 7 stars in competitive PvP, war, battlegrounds, high level, that had completely shifted to 7 stars and higher ranks of 7 stars. Think about how long you still saw very high level competitors all the way to people just trying to do story content. One of the very common criticisms of my tier list for quite a while was, dude, you're not respecting the 6-star Herc enough. You're not respecting 6-star Scorpion enough, because you're talking about like class gates and 7-star gates and penalty taxes and all that stuff. And Kabam was implementing those. They were via challenge rating, sometimes just blatantly in the quest saying like 7 stars benefit from this or that. But those 6-star champions were so strong that they pushed through it. They pushed through the gates. They still helped you clear content. They were still viable in a lot of metas. I think it's going to be exactly the same. I think your Serpent is a brutal defender. There are hard counters to him. But when you don't have one, even him at rank 3, you know, you go in there with like your Titania, a rank 4 Titania versus a rank 3 Serpent. Are you going to have a good time? What do you think? Now, it's all going to be about Kabam and how quickly they push Ascension. I really think that they've gone through all of this. I hope, anyways. I do think so. They've gone through all of this and they're going to take it slow. You don't do 11 levels unless you're like, we're going to take our time. We're going to enjoy this. And my last thing, and this is where I just give advice to my viewers. You're going to see what I do. I always tell you what I'm going to do, and then I do it. I'm going to take in new information as it comes. If Kabam is pushing through Ascension levels absurdly quick, then yeah, I'm going to have to make some adjustments. I just don't think that's what they're going to do. And the main thing, and this is where I give advice to everyone, is please don't spend money on this game thinking of it as an investment. It is purely a moment for you to have some fun, right? You're doing this to enjoy. And when you make your rank up decisions, I continue to recommend rank up for what you know is going on right now. None of these champions, the way the game is set up, it's a live service game that's hoping to exist in perpetuity. It is not going to give you a character or a champion that is going to help you clear content and be competitive in this game in perpetuity. They will continue to evolve it. They will continue to power creep it. They will continue to evolve the meta. I don't think that's wrong, to be clear. I don't think that's bad. I think they need to do it in a way where we're enjoying it, where we don't feel coerced into spending our time or our money into these things, where it's more, we are enjoying this and we would like to continue following along the game that they are playing out. So if you're going to go into Banquet and you're going to get those champions, make sure it's because you want to play those champions for the next 3 or 4 months, not because you think they're going to be strong in 3 years. I can almost guarantee you that they won't, because that's the way the game has been, and it's been that way for an incredibly long time. I hope this was helpful. As usual, let me know what we think we got right. Let me know what we think we got wrong. And as Kabam gives us more information, which I'm sure they will as we get closer to spring, we'll update our thinking. But as of right now, I would be so hyped to get Kingpin, and I would have no hesitation in taking him to rank 4 or rank 5. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.